So the thought of your home being haunted by ghosts or demons is terrifying. But what's scarier is hearing their voices on a recording. This is called Electronic Voice Phenomenon, or EVP. These are sounds that are found on electronic recordings that are spirit voices that have been either unintentionally recorded or intentionally recorded when you talk to spirits. So today, we're going to listen to some of the scariest EVPs ever recorded, and the stories that come with them are just as terrifying, and chills me to the bone. I made sure to pick some of the scariest ones just for you, so good luck sleeping tonight. Let's start. The first EVP was recorded in a cemetery. Here's the story. This was recorded at an old small private family cemetery near Moberly, Missouri. My sister-in-law and I stop at this old cemetery. I was unable to park close to the gate, so I stopped about 40 yards away and sat in the car with the engine and radio off and the windows down. I was getting tired, so I decided to stay in the car and just hold the microphone out the window. Melinda, my sister-in-law, decided to go ahead and get out and walk through the gate. As I sat there with my recorder running, I could hear her reading the names aloud from some of the stones. When she returned, she said that there seemed to be a lot of small children buried there from the late 1800s and early 1900s. That evening, I sat alone with my headphones on, listening to the tape before I went to bed. I could hear Melinda's voice way off in the background as she was reading aloud from the stones. Right out of the blue, this obviously angry ghost screamed, "Get out," in my headphones. It was loud, clear, and hostile. This woman ghost was making it clear that we were unwelcome. Here's the audio recording. Fuck, that's terrifying. And it sounded like whatever was there was really close to her. That's the scariest part. And she was all alone in her car. If she didn't get chills from that audio, I'm definitely getting them. Next EVP recording. This one is equally as terrifying and might keep you awake at night. In the early morning hours of May 8th, 2003, during a storm, my friend Melissa and her younger sister Charlotte had an encounter with a ghost that had them both excited yet slightly shaken. They were shook. Melissa had been up late studying for a college exam. The time was approximately 1:30 a.m. Her sister, who had been staying up late with her, had fallen asleep on the couch. It's important to add here that the two said they had not been discussing ghosts or EVPs or any other paranormal subject. Melissa had gone to the kitchen to get some ibuprofen and was standing there, taking the lid off the bottle, when she happened to look back into the room where Charlotte was sleeping peacefully. She saw instead that Charlotte had awakened and was sitting up looking at her. Her eyes were wide with a look of shock and disbelief. Bitch woke up shook! Sorry. After several seconds, she suddenly snapped out of it and began crying and yelling in near hysterics for Melissa to come out the kitchen and come to her. When Melissa finally calmed her down, Charlotte explained that when she woke up, she saw a woman standing close behind her sister in the kitchen. Charlotte explained that at first she was wondering who that was, as if company had unexpectedly stopped by while she was asleep. It wasn't until several seconds later she realized the woman was an apparition. Charlotte said that it wasn't until she started yelling that the apparition vanished. Melissa grabbed the recorder and started recording to see if she could capture any EVPs. Although only one ghost became visible, it seems there were two lady spirits there. The EVPs that follow are what we collected. So in the first recording, they ask the spirit for her name, and the spirit responds with this.
What's your name is?
And in the second recording, one of the girls had just said out loud that she was tired and wide awake. This is what they recorded. So maybe the spirits were going to do something while the girls were asleep? Fucking terrifying. I don't think I'd be able to go back to sleep after hearing that. Let's move on to the next one. This EVP was recorded by my wife and I. This recording was captured in a most unusual way. Like many families, we have an answering machine that we leave on to record messages left on our phone while we are away at work. A few months ago, we arrived home to this strange recording on our answer machine. What you'll hear first is our son Jeremy, who was calling home to talk to us. So listen carefully after Jeremy's voice. You'll hear something responding to him.
Yeah, man, it's Jeremy for there, pick up. Hello? It's on phone.
Here it is again, slowed down.
It's on phone.
Yeah, something said they're not home. That is so creepy. That's enough to give you chills if you heard that on your answering machine. Not that anyone has them anymore. I don't even think anyone owns home phones anymore. Anyway, the next EVP seems to be that of a small child. Actually, there are 2 recordings of the same child. This one doesn't really have a story, but it's creepy nonetheless. Listen. And here's the second one. Creepy, right? I don't know about you, but personally, EVPs of child spirits are a little more disturbing to me than any other EVPs. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Moving on to the last EVP I have for you. This one I thought was cool because it comes with actual pictures of the location where this EVP was recorded. It was a church. Here's the story behind these images. When we got our hands on these images, we were surprised to see what appears to be many orbs in the photos. What really got our attention though was what seemed to be 2 different pictures showing bright streaks of ghostly energy. We decided to try to capture some EVPs at this location. So this is the EVP they recorded. I guess it kind of sounds like a woman. You can clearly hear her say, "Help her." Help who though? Well, that's all I have for today. Really hope you enjoyed this creepy video, and there are more to come. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye!